My girlfriend's father personally taught me mechanical engineering for 10 years, but when Buy Group was on the verge of bankruptcy, I walked away without mercy. I even stood by coldly as creditors came after them from every side, and they ended up on the streets. Because in my past life, Lucy's childhood sweetheart, Tom, tried to steal a German partnership project from me. He secretly launched a new battery field test, and the battery exploded. Buy Group collapsed overnight. I married Lucy without hesitation, cleaned up Tom's mess, and poured my heart into developing a new smart EV. I dragged Buy Group back to the top of the industry, but on the day the company went public, Lucy exposed me at the bell-ringing ceremony, accusing me of murdering Tom and stealing his technology. The entire Buy family called me heartless and ungrateful. Lucy even sent me to prison and watched me get tortured to death. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day Lucy's grandfather chose the head of the new car project. Sitting at the head of the table, Lucy's grandfather frowned. "Jack, I watched you and Tom grow up, but this new project can only have one person in charge." I bowed and declined. "Grandpa, Buy, my ability is limited. I really can't take this on. But Tom is exceptional. He can definitely lead the company out of this crisis." Lucy's grandfather looked anxious and raised his voice. "Jack, do you even know what you're saying?" I stood up and calmly looked at Lucy. "Grandpa, Buy, I'm not capable enough to lead the Fengchi project. Tom is talented and forward-thinking. He's a better fit. Besides, Lucy probably agrees with me, right?" Seeing me back down so easily, her eyes turned cold. "At least you know your place. Whether it's technical skill or experience, I'm actually more suited for this position than Tom." Before today, everyone assumed I would lead the project, and my marriage to Lucy would naturally follow. But in this life, the moment Lucy's cold gaze landed on me, I understood. She had come back too. "Since you want so badly to save your childhood sweetheart, I won't stop you." Lucy said nothing and quickly left the conference room. I knew where she was going. Right now, Tom was testing the battery plan. That explosion would kill him, but there was still time. I stayed where I was, my heart turning cold. 10 years of marriage in my last life still couldn't compare to her love for Tom. "Jack, do you know what you're saying?" Lucy's grandfather struck the floor hard with his cane. I met his disappointed eyes. This old man who had taught me mechanical engineering himself now looked completely confused by me. I said calmly, "Grandpa, Buy, Lucy's heart is with Tom. I won't fight it." Lucy's grandfather and her mother exchanged a look. Thinking of Lucy's determined departure, they couldn't bring themselves to scold me anymore. I silently returned to my room and packed only a few clothes and a hard drive containing the project's core files. The next morning, an internal company email announced the new appointment. Tom was named chief director of the Fengchi project, with a confident photo attached. I put the hard drive into my backpack without any expression. Near noon, a fierce argument came from the office downstairs. Standing at the end of the hallway, I heard Tom yelling, "Lucy, you promised me. Once I became the project lead, you'd hand the German partnership to me right away. So why is Jack's name still on it?" Lucy said helplessly. "Tom, Jack handled all the early technical communications for that partnership. If we switch people now, the German side will object." "I don't care," Tom said unhappily. "I'm the future of Buy Group. Lucy, you trust an outsider over me. The German partnership was key to bringing Buy Group the newest battery management system. In my last life, I secured that partnership and optimized it, which made Buy Group's new car a massive success." Lucy knew that very well. A few minutes later, my phone rang. It was Lucy's grandfather. The old man sat in his office looking exhausted. "Jack, I'm sorry about this." I suddenly understood. Lucy had still given Tom the position in charge of the German partnership. I said flatly, "Grandpa, Buy, you don't have to explain. I understand." Lucy's grandfather looked at me with complicated eyes. He had always treated me like his own grandson. But on one side was his real granddaughter's request, and on the other was the successor he believed in. In the end, he still gave in to Lucy. I took the hard drive containing all my hard work from my backpack and placed it in front of him. Inside were all the Fengchi project's data and technical plans, including the German partnership materials. Every file on that drive carried countless days and nights of my effort. Seeing my calm face, Lucy's grandfather moved his lips but couldn't say a word. I stood up and gave him a deep bow. "Grandpa, Buy, I'll never forget everything you've taught me over the years." Just then, Lucy and Tom pushed the door open and came in. Did he agree? Lucy didn't even look at me. She asked her grandfather directly. Lucy's grandfather nodded. Tom reached out to take the hard drive, but I suddenly spoke. "Wait!" Tom immediately stared at me warily. "Jack, what are you trying to do now?" I shook my head and took a document from my pocket. "This is the most important battery safety protocol for the German partnership. I just finished organizing it yesterday and hadn't put it on the hard drive yet." Tom took the document. When he saw the strict clauses and data on it, his face changed. This protocol had extremely high standards. If even one requirement wasn't met, the German side would revoke its technical authorization, and our tens of millions in early investment would be gone. My tone was calm. "With your plan, meeting these standards shouldn't be a problem, right?" Tom's face flushed red, but he still snorted stubbornly. "Stop trying to scare people. It's just a safety protocol. I can handle it in minutes." I said nothing more. Tom's plan sacrificed safety for performance. It was basically a ticking time bomb. Lucy spoke coldly. "You can leave now. From today on, Buy Group has nothing to do with you, Jack." I was about to leave when Tom stopped me. "Hold on. Since Jack is no longer the project lead, he isn't part of the Buy family anymore, right? By the rules, everything he's using belongs to the Buy family. Shouldn't he leave it all behind before he goes?" "Lucy, don't you agree?" I turned around, ignored Tom's smug face, and looked only at Lucy. "Is that what you want?" She stood there, her eyes dodging for a second, but in the end, she silently agreed. Hearing that, Lucy's grandfather was so furious that he smashed the teacup beside him to the floor and shouted, "You bastard! Jack has been with the Buy family for 8 years. Even if he isn't my grandson-in-law, he's still half a grandson to me." Lucy finally spoke, but only to defend Tom. Tom is right. If he's leaving, everything should be settled clearly to avoid trouble later. I looked at her and suddenly laughed. Grandpa, bye. Since this is Lucy's decision, I'll do as she says. But if we're settling accounts, then I should settle mine too. I joined the Bai family at 20, learned technology from you, and it's been exactly 8 years. Tom gave a disdainful laugh. So you're trying to take credit for that? I glanced at him and continued. In my second year at the company, I improved the production line process and saved the group over $3 million a year. In my fourth year, the chassis tuning plan I led helped Bai Group win its biggest municipal procurement order that year. In my sixth year, to solve the motor overheating issue, I listed each matter one by one. With every item I mentioned, Lucy's face grew a little paler. Added together, the profits I created for Bai Group over 8 years had long surpassed everything the Bai family gave me. Lucy's lips pressed into a tight line. She knew exactly how much those things mattered.